Damascus documents repeated around 15 times. He will cause himself to enter into mercy, grace, and him will be the straight road, the straight way, the straight road. Make a straight way in the wilderness, John the Baptist material, both in the Dead Sea Scrolls and other Christianity. Okay, that's tough stuff. I'm giving you tough stuff. I don't mean you to go out in the world and go start, proclaiming all this. I'm talking to you as a student. You can make of it whatever you will. It's here in the book. I'm not making any of it up. It's here in the book. You deal with it however you think is appropriate. I can only present it to you as it's here. I'm not a government official. The Joseph story. The reason I like the Joseph story is that we know the Joseph story from Scripture, don't we? How many know or think they know the Joseph story from Scripture? You, I know you, because you know the Scripture. But not many people know the Scripture like you, right?
Not really, I don't know that much.
Well, that's still more than most others. I know you don't know that much, but anyway, I'm trying to be kind and good in terms of encouragement. Joseph's story is found in the book of Genesis. It takes up a large chunk of the book of Genesis. Now, we are encountering I said these stories, this would be a later mechanism, encouraging people. That one we just read about Mary and women, I think those clearly are Medinese stories. Reflect the arguments in Medina with the Jews and other things like that. And also organizing the community, which you see he's doing in Medina. Now, here's the Meccan Surah. By the way, I do think this is a good class, because I think you can then go out in the world and talk about the Quran with anybody. But you can go through the Quran, the rest of it yourself, and find all these aspects and pick them out and know how to deal with this. And I don't think most people teach you this. I don't think most people teach you this. And I think that's why I think the people I train in Islam are better trained than almost any other course that I personally teach. Because we do it right from the book. And so I think you'll not be sorry that you are able to move in these waters. Sometimes trouble. Okay, the Joseph story. We know it from the Bible, the book of Genesis. Those are the two places we know it from, the Quran and the book of Genesis. We narrate you, Muhammad, line 3, the best of narratives. So we inspire you in the Quran, because before times people were of the heedless. So I'm going to tell you this story because we want to inspire you and we want to tell you the best story.
What surah is this?
Surah 12. We want you to have the best stories. Okay, here's a Joseph story. I've run out of new material, basically, if you want us to call it that. I don't have any more revelations of my own. Let's just look at the Joseph story and see what we can derive as a teaching and a warning for us in future behavior. When Joseph said unto his father, O my father, lo, I saw in a dream 11 planets in the sun and the moon, and I saw them prostrating themselves unto me. How many are familiar with that in a different, maybe not expressed exactly like that? Is that an element? It's in the Joseph story.
Is this his dream?
Well, it's in the Joseph story. I can't go into what aspect of the Joseph story it is. Yeah, it is his dream. It is his dream. Joseph's interpreted a dream. He has a dream. And he interprets this in terms of himself, his father, mother, and his brothers. How many, again, see this and can recognize this from the Joseph story? You can. You can. Only 2 of you? Okay. Anyway, so it's 3 of us, me and you other 2. He said, oh, my dear son. So now you'll know the Joseph story from the Quran and not from its original. Tell not your brethren of your vision, lest they plot a plot against you. Lo, Satan is to man an open foe. Is that in the Joseph story? No. It ruins the plot of the Joseph story. Because the tender pathos of the Joseph story is that the dad doesn't understand that the brothers hate Joseph. And he sends Joseph to the brothers when they're away. And it's because Joseph has been going around posturing and the dad has been favoring him. It's all this really tender, loving, inter-family relationships. And the whole plot of the Joseph story is what makes you cry when you read it. There's no crying here. You don't cry about anything. Because the narrator here, and I'm not trying to criticize, I'm just talking, it's a different agenda. is not a good storyteller in the sense of making you cry and pulling at your heartstrings. The Joseph story, if you've ever read it, and the reason that people know it, is an unforgettable story. No one who's ever read it will ever forget it. It's like, it pulls at your heartstrings. It's the first real, Cain and Abel maybe a little before that, but it's the first real sort of like, oh my God, it makes me cry so much story. And it's a great work of art. I don't know about religious teaching. The Hebrews are telling it because they're telling the history of their people. So what is, the narrator who's telling it is a great storyteller and artist. He's not necessarily a religious spokesman. What's his aim? He wants to show how all these things happen to Joseph, but in the end it's for the best, even though it's heartrending. Joseph cries in the end when he meets his brothers, as you may recall, and forgives his brothers, if any of you've read the story. Anyway, he wants to show that Joseph has to go to Egypt, has to go to prison, because in the end, what's Joseph going to do? He's going to save his people. All this is part of God's plan, that Joseph should save his people. Now, Muhammad, the narrator, whoever here, misses the drama and the aim of that story totally, because he has another intent. The narrator here loves the story too, but he loves the characters. He has an interest in the characters themselves. And he's so interested in the characters that the storyline, the plot line, evaporates. And he likes the sexual aspects of the story too. He likes to dwell on the sexual aspects of the story. He's interested in sexual things. And there is sexual aspects of the story because what's one of the parts of the story?
What are the guy, the Egyptian guy that's on.
All right, stop. I got you. I don't want to make the story crude. I'll just do it myself. The point of the matter is, and I mean, all right, it's just such a beautiful story. I don't want you to just, do it like that. It's too beautiful story. Potiphar, not an Egyptian guy. His name is Potiphar, and it's the wife of Potiphar sees that Joseph is so beautiful that she can't resist him, and she makes a pass at him. And Joseph resists the pass, and because he resists the pass, the husband comes home, and the wife shrieks that it was the opposite, that the slave boy made a pass at her. What is the owner of the household going to do? Accept the wife's story or the slave boy's story? Well, obviously he's going to accept the wife's story. He's got to get rid of Joseph. He knows he's got a problem here. Whether he believes his wife or not isn't important. He's got a problem. He can't sully his family, and he sends Joseph to prison.